Uh,
So
so Minnie is like, "Hello, human. I'm going to take you on in this quiz challenge."
she just ran away on that one. She was like, I'm not being involved in this.
Okay.
She's camera shy. She's like, oh, this is live. I'm out of here.
Well, that's understandable.
Um, so last night on the game, there was like, what, 6 minutes left. We were down by 2 touchdowns. We were like, well, let's just go to bed. We're not going to come back and get this one. So Felicia and Leah were getting ready, and Leah was brushing her teeth, and um, I was standing in the living room just kind of watching the game, and then we drive it all the way down and score.
Hmm.
Like, okay, there's like 2 minutes to go. I'm like, well, we're probably still. Let's see what happens at the onside kick. Onside kick happens. Uh, they get it. I'm like, okay, we probably lost here. But I
Hmm.
still kind of hung out, and we got the ball back. I was like, well, we've only got like a minute, and we've got to go pretty much the whole field. So, and then we ended up driving it all the way down the field. And by this time, Leah and Felicia are ready because we lay down with Leah and read books and get her to go to sleep before, and then we go to our bed.
Uh-huh.
And so they're like laying in the bed, and now it's like overtime. So I came in, and I was like, well, we're gonna have to turn the game on Leah's TV while we read a book. So I watched it while one eye while I read a Ninja Turtle book to her with the other eye.
Of course, Ninja Turtles. Yes.
Although this Ninja Turtle book was a little weird. You ever seen the book, the Ninja Turtles Save the Planet book?
No.
Well, it's not like saving the planet from like Shredder. It's like don't pollute,
Oh.
green greenhouse effect. Uh, don't buy from places that use styrofoam cups. Like it's pretty progressive. It's pretty it's pretty progressive. I was kind of shocked. Don't there was like several things in there that I was like, wow, they're really going out on a real liberal end here. There's a
Hmm.
couple of things that was like, I can't remember what it was. I had to pull the book out and like show a couple of things to you sometime, but it's pretty funny. There was a joint organization. Oh, there was one that was like animal testing. You shouldn't use products that you do animal testing, and always ask and research your products. And if they do animal testing, don't buy them. I was like,
This is a kid's book?
yes,
A Ninja Turtles kids book?
yes,
Oh man.
yeah. It was don't buy dolphin free tuna, which I get that. Okay, that I'll give them that.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be eating dolphins.
Right. Um, what else? Yeah. Anyway, so we won.
Yeah. See, we came home. See, we went to Grant's wedding actually,
Hmm.
and
Where
then
did you
we
get married at?
Comfort Inn. We
Yeah.
actually didn't go to the wedding. He didn't invite anybody to the wedding. He just invited people to the reception because they had like a super small wedding. But then he
Yeah.
just had a bunch of people come to the reception.
Hmm.
It was at the Comfort Inn in Oak Ridge. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Real laid back. I enjoyed it. But we came home from that, and it was it was probably midway through the third quarter. And we were watching it, and we got down by 2 touchdowns, and there was like no time left in the fourth quarter. And it was the possession we had. And we were thinking about watching a movie. We're like, let's watch Rosemary's Baby. It was a little late. We kind of slept through Halloween, but I'll tell that story on the show because it's
Okay.
kind of fun. It makes me sound like a really old man. But anyways, so we didn't watch it on Halloween, so we decided we are gonna watch it the next day. But I was like, I just want to see this one more possession by Tennessee because there's 6 minutes left. There's still a slim chance. So I just want to
Mhm.
see through this possession. If we don't score, then we'll stop and we'll go ahead and watch the movie. And that's when we scored. And then we went to the onside, didn't get it. And I was like, I'm gonna keep watching. There's not much time left. And then
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're trying to watch Rosemary's Baby at like 1 o'clock in the morning. But
I don't think I've ever seen Rosemary's Baby.
it's pretty freaky. Don't watch it unless you want to feel kind of awkward. There's like this weird scene where she's like having sex with the devil or something. It's weird. I don't know. It's kind of it's more freaky than scary, but
yeah.
I guess we're gonna have to go Kyleless.
Was this the game that he requested?
Yeah. I mean, he had a couple that he. I mean, it wasn't like this was the only game he wanted, but he said, "I've been playing this game. I'd like to do it."
Yeah. Well,
but I got no response. I got no response from the old text message either. So he must be out of commission. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, and he's been absent from just Facebook in general too. So.
Yeah, since Halloween.
Yeah, I hope everything's alright.
I hope he didn't get like put in jail or something on Halloween. for some zany hijinks.
What are you trying to say? That Kyle is a vagrant?
No, Kyle's not a vagrant or anything. I'm just, things happen on Halloween,
Yeah. Well, hopefully everything's okay. We'll get him on the show for something else.
And he may just pop in. I don't know. I gave him all the links to show up.
Yeah.
I'll send him another little message and say, hey, we're starting. Feel free to pop in anytime.
Yeah. Yeah, last thing he said was like on October 27th. Did y'all get much snow?
0 snow.
We got a dusting, and it actually snowed pretty much all day yesterday, but nothing laid. It never was cold enough here.
We got rain.
Yeah. They got like 22 inches on LeConte.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, crazy.
How close are you to LeConte?
Oh, probably about as close as you are.
Oh, okay. I don't know 100% where you are. You're up next to Kentucky, right?
Yeah, if you get on Broadway off 640,
and
you just stay on Broadway. All the way up.
Broadway.
You just stay on that road. Of course, it's not called Broadway, but you just go north towards Kentucky, and we're about 10 miles before you get to Kentucky is when you'll get to where we live.
Ah, cool. So you can go to Kentucky easier than you can down here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but there's not really, like, Middlesboro is the town there, and they have a mall, but it's not like a mall we're used to. It's kind of like almost like a Foothills mall, doesn't really have much going for it. And they've got a few fast food restaurants and a Walmart. That's about it.
Nice.
Now I live in Tazewell, and New Tazewell.
They're fancier than your Tazewell, right?
Yeah. They have a Walmart, but it's not a super Walmart.
What?
It's a vestige of the past.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
They tore all those down. Regular.
I know.
Walmart.
Yeah. So.
All right, you want to start this thing?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right. I'll get a drink of water. Hey, Justin.
What's up, man?
Look out!
Oh! What was that?
That was a ball. You barely missed the ball.
That was a close one.
Good dodge.
Yeah. I was never very good at dodgeball in middle school when we used to play it.
Yeah.
Although
I do want to get into some dodgeball stories.
Yeah.
You want to go right off the bat? I mean, we're talking about super dodgeball today.
Right.
For the NES.
For some reason my lower third here's not working, but what it was going to say is battle ball where I come from. If you remember, when we played it in middle school, we called it battle ball.
Yeah, we called it battle ball, which sounds a lot more serious than it really was.
Yeah, but it was dodgeball.
It's just dodgeball. But we didn't play with hard balls. We played with these little cushy balls.
Yeah, I love those balls. Those are cool balls.
Say that again. I didn't quite
Uh-huh.
hear
hmm
you.
Right. But yeah, those are cool balls. Now, when I was in elementary school, and we didn't go to the same elementary school, but at Loudon Elementary School, we played dodgeball, but it was called foosball. And I guess they didn't
Foosball.
really, yeah, they called it foosball.
Did you guys attach like sticks to your side and like swing and kick said ball?
We should have, but what it was we used roll. I guess they didn't have a lot of money for their PE department at Loudon because we used rolled up socks as the
Oh,
ball.
nice.
Yeah, so that's what we threw at each other was rolled up socks, and it's called foosball.
Wow,
But you know,
that's pretty ghetto.
but the dynamic is it's pretty interesting because rolled up socks are smaller and harder to catch than like a dodgeball would be. So if somebody, really would have to lob it to be a catchable ball with a sock.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how cool it would be to be a PA teacher that was like a referee at dodgeball. Get to watch these little kids like peg each other. Well, with socks apparently, but
Mm-hmm.
with balls.
Yeah. Well, ours in middle school, he just sat there on the stage,
He just sat there. Yeah.
and pretty much we refereed ourselves unless he needed to. What was funny is, and this happened to me one time, if you got hit and you didn't go out, you tried to cheat, he would like punish you. You remember you'd have to go and sit at the top of the bleachers. It's like timeout.
I always knew you were a bit of a cheater.
Well, you know what happened? It was the very first of the game. I didn't realize the game had even started. Somebody, I don't remember who it was putting me in like the wheelbarrow, like we did like a wheelbarrow race.
It was probably me.
And somebody threw the ball and it just grazed the top of my head. I was like, because if you're bent down, your head's fair game.
Right, the head's fair game. Not if you're standing up though. You're
Right.
allowed to hit in the head.
Well, I was like, well, that doesn't count. The game just started. It barely like touched my hair. Nobody saw it. Well, probably like 30 seconds after I didn't leave the court, he called my name and was like, go to the top. So I did.
Go to the top. Sit in the corner.
I was defiant too. I sat on like the bleacher right before the top bleacher, and he kept making me move up.
Man, you're such a rebel. I'm surprised you even made it through high school.
I know.
You should be on meth right now.
That's true. That's true. Well, you got
The one story that I remember the best is the one when Crabman broke Jonathan's collarbone. I mean, you think dodgeball is like a nice, non-intense sport when you're in middle school. We're playing with nice, soft, cushy balls, but no, Crabman broke somebody's collarbone, and of course, nobody, none of our listeners really know Crabman yet because he's not been on the show yet. But he's like a very meek guy. Of course, he's like a third-degree black belt also.
But he's like the nicest guy.
Yeah, he's super nice. Would never hurt anybody. But yeah, he broke somebody's collarbone. You know how you start the game. Whenever we'd start it, you'd have 3 balls in the center of the basketball court, and you would run at them from each side. Well, Crabman and this other guy were running both for the same ball, and I guess Josh just had his shoulder lowered and just rammed his shoulder right into that guy's collarbone and snapped it in two.
Oh man, that's the most commonly broken bone in the body.
Yeah, I hear that.
Clavicle. Yeah.
Our buddy John Pacitti also broke his collarbone one time. We were playing football, and this was well. Let me finish the Crabman story, then I'll move on to the John story. This is pretty funny too. But so Josh, like I said, he's super nice. So he broke this guy's collarbone, and the guy hit the ground. And it was funny because Josh was a little bit out of his element because he was like he just kept playing, and he didn't think anything of it. And he may have even said, "Get up, you wuss! Get up, get up!" No, he didn't do that. No, but he just kept on playing. This guy was on the ground like, "Oh my god!" Eventually, everybody had to stop because he was actually hurt.
Yeah.
And Josh felt really bad, but anyways. And then John later on, we were living together. This is when we were living in Crossroads West
Mm-hmm.
apartments, and we were out playing football with a bunch of guys. Not tackle. We never played tackle because we didn't want to get hurt. But John does this, and John, he's pretty good at football, but I wouldn't put him in like the best category. But this was like an amazing diving catch, and he like catches the ball and like he falls down and he hits the ground, and immediately just like I hear this blood curdling squeal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it sounded like, but we always ran up to John and said, "Hey, John, you all right, man?" He's like, "Yeah, I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine." He's like, my shoulder hurts, and I look down at him, and it's like his skin is like sticking out like this. It's like sticking out. And I'm like, "John, I don't think you're fine."
Right.
He said, "Yeah, no, it's just like popped out of place or something."
Yeah.
And one of the other guys, like, "I don't think your collarbone just pops out of place. That looks like your collarbone." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's broken." He's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, I just need some ice. I just need to put some ice on."
Right. Well, you know,
I took him to the hospital.
and I happened to be working at the hospital that night, and saw John, and then got to see John's X-ray, which was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, pretty well broken too.
Yeah. So, anyway, you want to actually talk about the game?
I think we've killed enough time here.
We've done the dodgeball stories and the broken bones stories. So,
how about some history?
Let's talk about some history. Let's talk about some history.
Yeah.
So Super Dodgeball was originally released in Japan as well, you know what? Actually, we were going to have a guest today, and our guest, we don't really know kind of what happened, but hope everything's okay with him. So usually when we do guests, we like to do a game show.
I'm going to blame it on the time change.
Maybe that's
just say it's okay. You know,
yeah.
He got up super early to be on the show, then realized he didn't need to get up super early, and then just went back to bed.
Yeah. And so we're going to do the quiz game anyway. With just Michael, and see if you can get some of these. There's 7 questions. See if you can get them right.
Oh boy.
So
let me pull up my cheat sheet. Just kidding.
They're not too hard. Okay, all right. This one, I'm not going to give you any multiple choices, just to see if you can get it. So CSG ImageSoft published the North American version. Who published the Japan version?
Let's see. I don't know about published. I know it's Technos made it, right? Because they were the
they're the developer, right?
The dodgeball people. I don't know. Did they publish it too?
Yeah, that is correct. They published it as well. So Technos actually published it in Japan, while CSG ImageSoft published it in the United States, or North America. I guess you have to include Canada as well. All right. So number 2, the Japanese name. You ready for this one?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. All right. Neketsu Koko Dijiburo Bu. How's that?
Try one more time.
Okay. Neketsu Koko Dajiburo Bu.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like it.
All right. What did that stand for? A. Neketsu High School Dodgeball Tourney. B. World Cup Dodgeball. Or C. Neketsu High School Dodgeball Club.
So Neketsu is like a proper noun, perhaps. But I'm going to cancel out B because I'm thinking Neketsu is a proper noun. So A or C. It was either World Tourney or High School Club.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with High School Club.
It is High School Club. They love their high school scenarios over there.
They really do, yeah.
Yeah. So in the Famicom version, Team USA and the Team Pro All-Stars were originally Neketsu High School and Hanazono High School. Both obviously Japanese high schools. And when we talk, Kunio-kun, this is part of the Kunio-kun series.
Kunio-kun,
whatever.
Sorry.
They were all about high school as well, and everything. A lot of their stuff revolved around things going on in high school.
This includes Kunio-kun, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Character in the Japanese version and in the North American version, you have uh, Sam Powers.
Is it any relation to Screech Powers? Wait, that is Sam Powers, isn't it?
It is Sam Powers, yeah. That's him.
Whoa.
That's Screech.
Hey, that's two Saved by the Bell references in in two shows. We're on a streak.
That's right. All right. So, question number 3. The Russians team's music was a song called Katyusha. What type of song was this? Was it a Russian wartime song, a Russian drinking song, or a Russian sports song?
I know it also appears in Punch-Out. Or at least part of the song does. So I'm going to say, but does it appear when Soda Popinski comes out? Because that make me think it's a drinking song. I was say sports song. No, yeah, sports song.
All right. Well, this is your first miss. This is a Russian wartime song composed in 1938 by Matvey Blanter, and it was written a bit before World War II. And the song depicts a girl longing for her boo.
For her boo.
Yeah, for who is a soldier serving on the border far away.
All right. Yeah, I swear that song. I swear that song sounds like it's from Punch-Out too, like they used it in Punch-Out.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't read that, so I don't know.
I didn't read it. I just remember hearing it. It's just like.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it. It sounds like it's in Punch-Out too. Then it goes da da na na. Yeah, it's in Punch-Out. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So the next question is another song-related question. So Team England's theme song was loosely based on what Beatles song? Is it A, Get Back, B, Chains, or C, Let It Be?
I'm trying to hear the song. I can't hear it. Now all I can hear is that Russian song. I'm going to say Get Back.
It is Get Back.
All right.
All right. Couple more questions here. So IGN Top 100 NES games. What ranking was this game? Was it A, 33rd, B, 71st, or C, not ranked?
I'm going to definitely say they ranked it. I'm going to say 33rd. Yeah.
So it was C. It was an unranked game.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Surprisingly unranked by IGN's Top 100. So.
Oh, wait a minute. I was just glancing at my notes, and I was totally wrong about the song. The Russian song sound like it's in Punch-Out. It's the Japanese song that sounds like it's in Punch-Out.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I didn't want Dude J to get mad at me. So.
Yeah. Okay, and the Kunio-kun series. What was the first game for Kunio-kun? Was it? Oh, just a second. Was it Neketsu Koho Kunio-kun? Was it Neketsu Koko Dodgeball Boo? Was it Downtown Neketsu Monogatari?
So you're giving me all Japanese names, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the one that says Kunio-kun.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Neketsu Kunio-kun.
And which roughly translates to hot blood, tough guy Kunio.
Yeah.
How about that? Mm-hmm. Right. And Kun, K-U-N, is the suffix after his name, is an informal Japanese honorific usually applied to young males.
Cool.
All right, last question. This is kind of a non-game related question. It's kind of a fun question.
Okay.
Koji Ogata was the developer of this game. He shares the same name with with this expert, with this Japanese expert. Is it a karate expert, B, a chef, or C, a baseball coach?
And what was his name? Ogata?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, all I can hear is Domi Origato, Mr. Roboto. I know that's not right. That's all I hear in my head. Origata, Origato, you know. I guess I'll say baseball.
It's a karate master.
Oh,
That wasn't really a game-related question, but anyway.
I'm going to go ahead and say I won this contest then.
We'll give you the win.
All right.
You got 4 of them, right?
That's another win. Yeah, I did. I got I got 4.
Yeah.
How many did you give? 7?
Yeah.
I got 4.
You got to get the majority.
All right. I win the quiz game against Kyle.
Kind of a hollow victory, but anyway.
Yeah. Well.
All right. Let's take a quick break before we move on. Is that okay?
Yeah. Pulling a Carl.
Not pulling a Carl. I got to run upstairs for just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll take a moment to mention our sponsor then.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. We still have a sponsor. His name is Jason Bax, and he has a podcast called Self-Made Entrepreneurs. It's actually pretty good. I did listen to it. He gets like he gets self-made entrepreneurs on his show and talks to them and talks about how they've how they got their start, how they did their thing. It's pretty sweet. You can find it at let me see. I think he's at I'm gonna have to look that up a little better. Let's see. I should have prepared better for this one. Didn't expect Justin to just leave me hanging here. So let's see, his Facebook is facebook.com/the Jason Bax. So facebook.com/the Jason Bax. Bax with an X, BAX, rhymes with tax. Unfortunate for him. And then he's at Jason Bax on Twitter. So at Jason Bax. So there you go. He sponsored us. We appreciate sponsorships. You know, turns out this podcasting stuff doesn't make any money, right? And in fact, we actually pay our money to give you this show. So us having a sponsor just helps recoup some of that cost. It doesn't recoup it all, but and we probably won't even use it to just recoup the cost. I'm not going to go buy games with it. I'll probably just I'll spend it to help the show, maybe buy some sweet swag to give out to the listeners or something,
All right, game on.
All right. I'm done with the sponsorship. I just got through telling the listeners how not only is this not free, but it costs us money. So it's nice to have a sponsor every now and then.
Yeah, right. And not to say game on to take away from Genesis Gems, those hosers. Hopefully everybody's listened to our guest spot over there.
Yeah, did you listen to it?
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
We come off sounding like total jerks, which I like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay,
we're
so
really living up to that Google app feedback. These guys are jerks.
And our game apparently is still not good.
Still not good. Although I will say we got this is pretty surprising to me because we got 400 people that actively use the app. That's not people that have downloaded it and then deleted it. There's a lot more of those, but
yeah,
we have 400 people that have it downloaded and are using it. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. So thank you to everyone who's doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so Mike, did you have this game or?
Did I get it from the neighbor kid?
Did you get it from the neighbor kid?
No, I didn't get this one from the neighbor kid. I actually got this one from, I don't know if you remember. Okay, we've talked about the movie rental store that was a trailer, right? We've talked about the
Right.
cupboard, which was a sketchy gas station. And we've talked about Pick-a-Flick, but there was one more rental store in town. It came in kind of late. Do you remember which one it was?
No, not off the
It is,
top of my head.
it is now Romeo's Pizza in Loudon.
Oh yeah, Hollywood Video or something,
It
wasn't it?
was movie gallery. Movie
Movie
gallery.
gallery. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so when they came in, they immediately, I guess they had moved from somewhere else or something. But
hmm
when they came in, they didn't have any NES games for rental.
hmm
They were already on, I guess, 16-bit, or they may have even been on like PlayStation 1. But when they came in, they immediately had NES games for sale. I guess where they had moved, they just brought them and put them out for sale. So
Right.
I bought several from there, and this game was one of them.
Awesome.
So
I'll tell you one thing. This week I've been looking at just in doing research for this game and looking at it's not a cheap game out there. Some of these games we've talked about you can get for like $3 or $4 on eBay, but this one runs about 15 to 20 bucks.
yeah, that's good. I think I got it for like 50 cents.
Yeah, okay.
So
You could sell it and make a profit of like several 100%.
yeah, so I won't do that though, because spoilers. I like this game.
Yeah.
Uh, although during this history segment, I would also like to go back and talk about something that I got sitting next to me here, from another game that we have already talked about, and that is a complete in-box Star Tropics with, wait for it, wait for
Do
it,
you have it, or do you have it?
I have it.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Ta-da!
The letter, unused.
Unused, mint condition, no wrinkles even. It's still
Wow.
attached. It's still attached to the instruction manual.
How in the world did you get that?
I just ran across it
So
during my searches.
this begs me to wonder if the person that owned this game originally
Hmm.
just, I guess, never beat the game, or maybe got fed up with the game and never. I don't know. Because obviously he couldn't get too far without the letter.
Maybe he just cheated and didn't use his letter. I don't know.
Maybe the neighbor kid told him.
Yeah, he probably got the neighbor
Neighbor
kid.
kid. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good find for me this week. So I was really happy to get that. And I didn't pay an arm and leg for it either. I think paid maybe like $25-30 for it. So
Oh, where'd you get it? You shut the store out, or did you buy it on like a person?
as a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
What'd you say? Where was the other
I
place?
said, I said, do you want to shout the store out?
Oh no, as a
But
person. I don't want to shout the person out. So.
okay. All right.
All right.
So we can talk about the gameplay now, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. What'd you think?
I think it's a fun game. It's a lot of fun. I'm impartial to sports games in general.
Is this really a sports game, though? I mean, I guess it is.
I would categorize it as a sports game.
I almost see it as like a fighting game.
Yeah, it does have a lot of the same elements of a fighting game. The life bars of the other team that you're trying to not, get down, like just real similar to a fighting game. But my opinion is, I would say sports game, Olympic sports game.
Right, right. Yeah, this is an Olympic sport. So, before we really get into the game, though, I want to go ahead and get the biggest problem with this game, right? And the one thing that kind of drags it down, the elephant in the room, if you will, and that is the flickering and slowdown. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to go ahead and get this out of the way because I really do enjoy this game, and I don't want this to bog us down. But I do want to say that this game has a major issue with its flicker and slowdown. Not that it doesn't really detract from the game.
Mhm.
It doesn't really cause it to not be a fun game or not be a good game. But I don't know. We had issues before where we talked about on Double Dragon, when we talked about Double Dragon, that Technos had issues figuring out how to use the NES hardware. And I wonder if they're still still had those issues when they made this game, or if maybe they just got too ambitious. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It is interesting that they kind of had this issue, and yeah, that is one thing that when I was playing it this week, I was like, at first, I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I thought there was something wrong with it, but then I was like, well, and then I got on YouTube and was like, well, let me see watch the YouTube videos of the game, and then they were flickering in the YouTube videos. I was like, well, it's not anything wrong with the game here. It's actually just part of the game, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean there are a lot of characters on the screen, and there's a lot going on. The environments are really detailed, and the characters look great. So I mean, there's a lot going on. So it's probably almost too much for the NES to handle, anyways. But I don't know. It's not anything that really detracts too much from the game. It's a little distracting at first, but once you get used to it, it's really no big deal. And the game. It rarely slows down, but sometimes it slows down. It's mainly just flicker, and it's still a really fun game. But anyways, so
right.
No more talk about that nasty flicker.
One thing that I want to get out of the way before we really get into the meat and potatoes of the game is we used to talk about box art on the show with games, and I guess we kind of not really talked about it as much. We talked about it pretty extensively for the Mega Man episode, obviously. But I got to talk about this box art here.
Yeah.
Is it pulled up there?
Yes. Let me. There we go.
This guy, which I'm assuming is Sam Powers.
Yeah, I guess.
To be a crazed maniac.
I think he's getting hit in the head with the ball.
Getting hit, or is he throwing? See, I was assuming he was throwing.
Oh, I hope he's getting hit.
And why then, if he is getting hit, would you put the star of the game essentially losing on the cover of the game? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
It just brings up questions to me.
I don't know. I love the cover myself. That's kind of what drew me in.
I didn't say that I didn't like it. It's just funny, you know?
Yeah. What's the Japanese cover look like?
I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. While I'm looking it up, you can go ahead and start talking about the game.
Okay. Well, the game it's actually a crazy concept to me. I think it's a crazy concept. It's funny because dodgeball. Yeah, it's a fun idea for a video game. And back in the days of the NES, they were constantly coming up with these kooky, crazy ideas for games. But the way this game is executed, I think, is the craziest part because it's like a world championship where all these countries put together their best team of dodgeballers, and it's like a death match. It's almost like Mortal Kombat of dodgeball because you don't just hit them once and they're out. You hit them until they die, and they turn into little angels and float away.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So I just think it's just the idea of this game is just wild.
Yeah. All right, you ready for this? I've got it pulled up here. Let's screen share it.
All right.
I definitely do not like the Japanese version. Now that I see it.
Okay, I'm waiting for it.
All right, it should be coming up. I don't know.
Oh, there we go. All right, that must be Kunia Keen giving us a peace sign.
That's some nice eyebrows on the guy.
Yeah, those are some monstrous eyebrows.
Yeah. So yeah, why I don't understand this box. Like there's a 7 and there's a 2-6 mixed with all these Japanese letters.
What? A 7?
You
Oh
see
yeah,
the 7?
I see that. I don't know. I don't read Japanese, so I don't know. And Technos Japan is in English.
Yeah. That's funny. Anyway.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, the game is just crazy. But the cool thing about it is that the controls are basically perfect. I mean, the way that you control your guy and the way that you throw the ball and do super throws and whatnot, it's basically perfectly executed. but you can move around with the D-pad, obviously, and you have your A and B button. One's jump, and one's throw, right? But you can also double tap the D-pad in any direction, and he'll run. And when he's running, if you throw it when he's running, he'll do like a super throw.
Yeah, favorite move, super throw.
And the cool thing about that is each character has their own super throw, so each one is different. So you can switch out your characters and figure out which super throw you like the best. And you can also do they have two, I think. I think they have two. One when they're just running on the ground, one when they're jumping. And in order to do the one when you're jumping, I think you have to run and jump, and then at the peak of your jump, throw the ball, and he'll do a super throw from the jump. And that was one of my favorite moves. Would be like run up to the line and jump over the line and then do a super throw, so they didn't have as much time to react.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I love when you hit them, like their reaction when they get hit, like is the fly back, you know?
Yeah. And it depending on what you hit them with, sometimes they don't just fly back onto their own screen. Sometimes they'll fly back out of their screen and appear from the other side of the screen and come in. I think it's just awesome.
Yeah. You have knocked me around the world, is what that is.
Yeah.
Come all the way around the world, man.
I think that I don't remember which character has that super throw. But that was probably one of my favorite super throws is when you knock the guy out of the back of one screen and he comes back in the other one. Mm-hmm. The around the world, if you will, I guess.
Right. Yeah. And then I didn't play the other two versions of the game. Did you play? Well, obviously not the versus play, but the beanball play.
Yeah, I played all the different versions of the game. Actually, it's a lot of fun. The versus mode is a lot of fun. I wish we could have somehow figured out how to play it together. I don't know how to do that, but because it's a lot of fun. There's a little bit of skill involved in this game because you can catch the ball too. And you can duck the ball, and you can jump over the ball, and you can do all this stuff. And then you got another crazy thing is about the dodgeballs. Not only did they change it up, as far as you actually kill each other or whatever, but they also added you have 3 characters on the other team's side to help you catch the ball and throw it back.
Right.
If it misses them, so it kind of I don't know. They kind of mix up that formula and it works because if you throw it past the guy. Instead of him being able to just go get it, your guy can pick it up and throw it back to you. So that's really cool.
That would have been a fun element to add into dodgeball in middle school.
I think so too. I think it'd be really cool. I think that would be a fun element to add to any dodgeball. I think that's really cool. I think it kind of reminds me of our little game Melon that we came up with. Wiffle ball, where you put your offense on the defensive side.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, versus is a lot of fun because there's, like I said, there's skill involved. So then. There's it's really competitive. It's probably it's a fun game to get mad and fight over because it can be frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
But
did you know that the Famicom version can handle a 4-player mode in Beanball?
I did not. Can this version not?
No. Apparently that's one of the differences between the two. It uses because the 4-score and the satellite were not released yet when this game was released for the American version. It's only a 2-player, but in the Famicom version, you can do the 4-player mode. So it'd be cool to do a 4-player mode of this game. I think
that would be really cool. And the beanball mode is fun. I'm not as big of a fan. It's kind of just like a free for all. Or just last man standing, but it's interesting.
It's cool,
it's
though.
Really neat that they added it.
I like it. I like sometimes. Yeah. I like the last man standing element, especially like in games where you talk about you were comparing this to like a fighting game, but like in Super Smash Brothers when it's just like you have 4 players and it's just a melee.
Yeah.
Everybody's just going at it.
Which I'm pretty excited for that game coming out on the Wii U.
I'm just going to have to break down and buy a Wii U, I think. Maybe Santa will bring me one.
Hey, Christmas, they're probably gonna drop. They may drop prices, or they'll do some pretty sweet bundles or something. So
Hmm.
I definitely recommend it. There's a lot of really good games on it. If you would have bought it like 2 years ago, then it may not have been a good recommendation. But buying it now that there's Smash Bros. Coming out and Super Mario Kart 8,
Yeah, definitely
and
Mario Kart is definitely making me want to buy it just in general. But
yeah, and Super
anyway,
Super Mario 3D World is amazing. You would love that one. It's kind of like it's kind of like Mario 64 mixed with Mario 3.
hmm
So, anyways, dodgeball, Super Dodgeball.
yeah.
Do kids still
So
play dodgeball nowadays?
I hope, I can only hope. If not, the world is taking a turn for the worst.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, schools are really starting to ban fun. I
Yeah,
just
I know
wonder.
like tag. I mean, you hear these things in the news, and I don't know if it's like isolated incidents or if it's happening. Because I think sometimes when you hear like, oh, this school in Baltimore banned tag because it uh, creates bullying. Um, I don't know if those. I hope those are just like isolated incidents and not like widespread.
Yeah,
Kids should be
yeah,
able to have fun. Yeah, sometimes there's going to be kids that aren't as good
right, right.
as the
And
others. And that was
sometimes
one of
kids are
my
gonna get
favorite
hurt.
things. So that was one of my favorite things about dodgeball because it was almost an equalizer. There was always the girl or the guy that wasn't very good, kind of the weakling, and then sometimes you'd have like some of the heavy hitters, like Nathaniel or Tremont or somebody that was the heavy dodgeball hitters would be
Hmm.
like throwing with all their might to hit the person, and they just like they barely move and they'd miss and over again.
Yeah, it is kind of like
So.
the great equal. I can remember kids. I won't mention any names, but I can remember kids that were, uh, like you said, weakling and whatever. Not not
Mhm.
not the athletic type necessarily. That all of a sudden they get out on the dodgeball court and they're like the best player
Mhm.
out there. Like they're dodging like crazy, and it's
Yeah.
just it's just funny because you didn't picture them as they didn't play basketball or football or they didn't do any of this crazy sports stuff. They just kind of they're kind of nerdy or something. But then they get out on the
Mhm.
dodgeball courts and they're a beast.
Right.
So yeah, it is kind of like the great equalizer. And kids are going to
Right.
get hurt. They're going to get hurt whether they're playing
Yeah.
tag, whether they're playing dodgeball, or whether they're just walking down the street. So people don't need to be worried about that.
Right. So let's talk about each of these teams and especially their backgrounds because I really like the backgrounds in this game. So you
Backgrounds is
play
in their arenas. Is
the
that what you mean by
first
backgrounds?
team, the team. Do
Hello.
what?
I said, do you mean backgrounds as
Hello?
in their arenas, or you mean backgrounds
Yes.
as in
Right.
their history?
No, their arenas. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know if we were going to go into like the history of the countries, like Kenya, how they got their start.
No, but I gotta say, like some of these things are like Team Pro All Stars. You're playing on a roof in New York, apparently, and
With an
a lot of
American
the
flag floor.
yeah, yeah. But some of these countries seem to really take their dodgeball serious because you're playing on some of the more famous like government uh, or religious symbols for that country. Like India, you're playing in front of the Taj Mahal.
Yeah,
Like
I
they
know.
they take it so serious over there. You're going to play in front of the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, and I
Or
think Japan is right in front of Mount Fuji, maybe.
hmm with my favorites, China. You're in Tiananmen Square.
Yeah.
So.
Look out for the tanks.
hmm exactly.
Oh, is that too
Or
soon? Is it too soon?
no, that's fine.
Okay.
And Team USSR or Russia, where you're playing on the red square.
Hmm. Yeah,
I also love.
the arenas are really awesome in this game. I love all the backgrounds. Um, I think they're well designed. I love the fact that they're tied to the country. Like, even without seeing the words, you know which team you're playing.
Right.
Which the music also does that really well. I don't know, but I don't want to jump ahead of you here, whatever you're about to say. But the music, as well as the arenas, really tie together to make like the perfect experience versus each team.
Right. or unless you're in Iceland. Now, somebody put up on Facebook, and I can't remember, and I hate to say this without giving them credit. I'll have to look it up here, but Iceland looks like, it does look like a foreign planet, like you're playing on the moon, or Neptune.
Have you ever been to Iceland?
Is it like that? Is it like a foreign planet?
It might be. I don't know. I've never been there. I hear Greenland is more icy than Iceland.
Yeah, well, I learned that from Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, I'm thinking that just maybe. I'm thinking Greenland and Iceland, or no wait. Yeah, I'm thinking Greenland was getting all the tourists, so Iceland's like, oh well, they're icier than we are, right?
Yeah, it's Greenland. Greenland is where Iceland is very nice, and Greenland is full of ice, or the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Anywho, I'm trying to look up who said that. I can't.
Well, we'll just have to give them credit some other time.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
anyway,
any other arenas you wanted to mention?
No, I think that's pretty much hit them. We kind of just ran through them there, but.
All right. Well, I want to just mention that when at the end, the Russian team's the last team you face, right? Well, at the end, after you beat the Russian team turns into like these doppelganger zombies. Where they are they're your equivalent. They're your players from USA, but they're gray and they're zombified, and that's like the final team you face. So I think that was interesting.
Team Shadow.
Is that their name?
You know who? Yeah. You know who the last team is in the Japanese version?
I do not.
Team USA. Yeah.
Gasp.
So they considered us their Russia back then.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I would kind of consider us their Russia. Sure. I don't mind being the ultimate enemy in the game.
It's so fun in games like this. It plays on the political fact that Russia is our worst enemy and our biggest fear at the same time.
Yeah.
Just like Rocky IV with Dragov. So.
Can we talk about the sound and the music for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. I already mentioned that I like the fact that the music really ties together each team. When you go face, like you mentioned a little bit in the quiz at the beginning, like you played the Russian team and you hear an old Russian war song, and you see this castle and the red square, and it's like the perfect environment for facing the Russian team. And the English team, you're hearing like a Beatles song basically. And Japan, you see the mountain in the background, and then you hear this Japanese song, which I also screwed up earlier. It's a Japanese one that's like da na na da na 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 na. Anyways, that's the Japanese one, and it's also in Punch Out. I think it's when you.
Are you there?
E Honda. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I was kind of skipping, but anyway, sorry. Yeah, the Japanese. And I like that the England song kind of used a loosely based Beatles song.
Yeah, I already mentioned that. You must not have heard it.
Yeah, my internet was messing up for some reason.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Hopefully my internet wasn't the one messing up, or else the listeners also didn't hear that.
No, I'm sure it's mine. Living out here and where I live, the internet can be a little finicky.
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't want to mention this, but your video cut out about 15 minutes ago also, so it's whatever.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to fix it, but it's just not going to happen, so.
That's okay.
You can't play off my face today.
That's okay. And the sound effects also, though. I love the sound effects. It's awesome feedback when you hit somebody and it makes that noise, and it's just so satisfying to hit somebody with the dodge. And because of that noise that it makes.
Yes. Oh, man. Yeah, I really like the music, and unfortunately I kind of missed whatever you said about it. So I may be repeating myself, but maybe you're just repeating what you said. But, I love that they played individual music that played to the team, just like you said about the background. It's like you don't even have to see the names to know who you're playing. The music almost kind of does that as well, especially if you're a big Beatles fan. Now, I'm not a huge Beatles fan, but I never actually heard that song before. Get Back.
You never heard Get Back?
Maybe I have, and I just don't realize it. But
Oh, let me see. How's it go? It's like, get back, get back. Yeah, which way you know? I mean, I don't know. I can't. I don't know the words.
what a lovely
It's like,
rendition.
it's like, bow, 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 bow.
Hmm.
Does that do anything for you?
Yeah.
I really butchered that. I hope there aren't any Beatles fans out there. I think Ferg's a Beatles fan from Atari
Well,
2600.
don't worry, I'll probably take the bread of that because I said I didn't even know, never even heard the song. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So.
I love this game. I don't know. I guess we can kind of start wrapping up. I just want to say that I love this game. It's an amazing game. Flickers aside, it's one you must have in your library. If it's $15 or $20, like you said, it's worth every penny. I would probably pay $30, $40 for this game. It's that good. But I do find that it's a little bit on the easy side, unless you put it on a harder difficulty. Just simply because once you get the super throws down pat, you can kind of milk them for what for all they're worth, and just kind of keep throwing the super throws and kind of defeat the bad guys that way. I think it would have been nice if somehow they would have had like a super throw meter or something where you couldn't throw them as much.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Kind of like an NBA Jam Turbo timeout.
Yeah,
Turbo.
like a turbo. That would have been perfect. Just something to where you couldn't just use the super throws over and over and over again, because that does kind of make it a little bit easy once you figure out how to do the super throws. That's really my only complaint about the gameplay. I think other than that, I think the controls are super sweet. I think the graphics are awesome. I think the music and the sound effects are perfect. I think it reminds me a little bit of Punch-Out in the way that the music and the sound effects match the characters and the graphics match the characters, and there's really a lot of personality with this game.
Yeah.
And it's also a little
I agree.
racist, so that works.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but yeah. And like, it's not only racist for the, well, I don't know, the names. I guess you could say it's just authentic. But the Team Kenya playing in like a swamp, that's something for, yeah.
It's a stereotyped, just slightly, but
yeah,
I think it's okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, so it's good. I don't know. That's about all I had to say, I think.
No, I like the game too. Now, this is not a game that I've played for a long time like you have. I didn't get this game. I've only played it this week. But I would say, just from playing it this week, I would suggest anybody who's out there thinking about buying it or trying it out, I would do it. The only thing is, apparently it's a little expensive to try out. Maybe you can find it in a local game shop for a little cheaper than what it's going online. I don't know.
Yeah, and you may be able to find. I mean, sometimes they'll cut you deals, or you may be able to find a local person who's wanting to sell a lot of games or something. Yeah, and there's also I don't know how expensive this is, but there's a Game Boy Advance remake of the game, which is also really awesome. I think they fixed a little bit of that flicker and whatnot in that game. Yeah. So if maybe you can find that for cheaper, I don't know, but it's worth it too. It's basically just a remake of this game. It's just as fun. So.
Yeah.
All right. You got retrofitted trophies?
I got a couple. How about you?
I got a couple. Two. I got two.
Huh?
I got two.
You got two?
I got two.
Okay, two. Well, I'll go first. Okay. I'll go with my first one, and it is, wait, this isn't Mario, and that is get hit while flickering and thinking you're going to be invincible.
Nice. Nice. Okay, well then I got one along those same lines. It's called Enter the Matrix. and that is dodge a ball during one of the game's flickers and slowdowns.
Oh, okay.
It's like you're
I
slowing
like
down
that.
time, you know?
Hmm. My other one is beating the game, and this is another Saved by the Bell reference. Um, Here we go, Screech. Kick that commie's hiney.
Okay.
There was an episode of Saved by the Bell where Slater was he was doing like the play-by-play for Screech's chess match against a Russian who was
Yeah.
from Valley. And he says, and that's something he says on the air is, "Here we go, Screech, kick that commie's hiney." But it also works for this game because the protagonist or the main character is Sam Powers.
That's right.
So
Yeah. That's good. I like it. Well, my other one is called Sam of the Dead, and that is
yeah,
defeat the zombie doppelgangers.
okay,
Sam is one of the main characters. You know, I was kind of doing
yeah,
a
right,
Shaun of the Dead, a play on that.
right,
You know,
yeah,
so there's
awesome.
that. You know what I forgot, and I feel bad.
What?
The manual. We
Oh,
blew right over it. So I'm going to put the manual in the retrofitted trophy section
okay,
because we can't forget about that.
right.
Can you see it?
I see it.
Okay. Well, here we go. Super Dodgeball. Let's see. We can learn a little bit about the characters. Oh, wait, here we go. The story of Super Dodgeball.
Oh
The
yeah.
newly formed U.S. Dodgeball team must face a highly experienced group of teams from around the world in order to gain the title of World Cup champions. The greatest opponent is the powerful Soviet team, who has dominated the sport for the last decade. The U.S. team must pull together to meet the challenge to become the best in the world.
Yes.
So,
This gave me chills.
yeah. It kind of reminds you of like Rocky. What is it? Rocky 3? Rocky 4?
Right. 4.
Rocky 4. Okay, here we go. The characters. Sam Powers. Sam is the team captain and the backbone of the team. He's awesome.
I like it.
John Stone.
Oh.
John can take a lot of punishment. This man is a real rock.
cheesy cliches here. Love it.
Let's see, Mike Nomfler? Mike Nomfler. Mike will catch anything. He's the best receiver on the team. All right, we got Randy Sting. Randy may have the baddest breaking ball in the world. Bill Flash. Bill is quick, light-footed, and nimble. He's the quickest man on the team.
Nice.
And then we got Steve Sato. Steve is a wizard with the ball. He has got some awesome power shots. So there you go.
Oh man. Yeah.
And then also, this is something I didn't realize, and I guess this is part of the game, but they have stats. The characters have stats. Some are better at some things than others. I knew they had different power throws, but I didn't know that they had different stats. So
we know. Yeah, it's funny because I on the game FAQs for this game, they put up stats for each team, and I guess this is where they got them. I thought they just made them up. Anyway.
And do you want to hear about the opponents?
Oh yeah.
Okay. The Pro All-Stars. Team USA's first opponent. The winner here will represent the United States in the World Cup. The Pro All-Stars are a gung-ho team with a lot of fancy throwing, but are a little weak on defense.
Yeah.
All right. Team England is a high-energy team with excellent technical ability. They are consistent in making clutch throws and will be a definite threat to the American team. You know, we should have done that. You know what? No, I'm not feeling it. We should have done this during the show, during the main part of the show when we were talking about all these opponents.
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling it now. All right, we got a little bit of manual action.
We screwed the pooch on that one.
Yep, we screwed
that.
All right.
Up. That's all right. Forgive us, deep adders. Forgive us.
Yep, have to forgive us. So, but you get a little manual action there. You get a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So how are we going to rate this game?
I don't know. Trying to think.
Hey, and you're
I'm
back.
Right. Just in time.
That's random.
Yeah. Well, we've already kind of done playground game, haven't we? Didn't we do a playground game for another game?
We did summer camp, something.
Activity. That was last week.
How about piece of playground equipment, like like slide or swings or something?
Okay.
All right. You got one?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with.
I've got one too.
Okay, I'm gonna go with tetherball.
Oh.
You have to have a lot of coordination to do it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's a classic, and it's a go-to. So I'm gonna go with tetherball.
Okay. Sweet. I'm gonna go with the merry-go-round because it's super fun and it's also super dangerous.
Are you talking about the one where you spin yourself?
The one where you spin yourself. Is that not called a merry-go-round?
Well,
it's like a big circle on the ground, and you can put a bunch of people on it and spin it.
Yeah, I guess that's what you'd call it. I don't know. I never knew what you would call it. But, yeah.
I'm going to call it a merry-go-round.
Okay.
It's super fun, and it's also super dangerous, which this game is super fun. And you kill people in it, so it's also super dangerous.
Yeah.
I remember that we had a merry-go-round in Loudon that my parents never wanted me to go on because I guess it was, I don't know, super lubricated or something, because you get that thing going really, really fast. And kids got hurt on it all the time. You'd spin it around super fast, and it would sling kids everywhere. It's fun.
Yeah.
They eventually tore it down, but
yeah, and they're metal. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, it was metal. You get lots of tetanus.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all right. What have we got? Feedback. We got a lot of feedback. Yeah. Or at least I found a lot. You do some, and then I'll fill in the gaps.
All right. Where do you want me to pull my feedback? You want to go from the actual forum?
You just go whatever you got pulled up, and I'll just fill in any gaps that I hear.
Okay. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. All right. So this is just on the Facebook page. Jeremy Fain said, I played it once. That was enough. So I guess Jeremy Fain's not a big fan. And then they're talking about the box art here, I guess, with Kenneth Hanning says, looks like Drago after his match with Rocky.
Nice. Another Rocky shout out there.
Right. Jonathan Ashley put, getting closer and closer to River City Ransom. The characters in this look so similar.
Yep, that's true.
And Nick DeMarco said, one of my absolute favorite titles on the NES and pretty underrated in my view. I would agree with that.
I would agree with that. And it kind of it slips under people's radar, which I'm surprised, because it is a really awesome game. I'm surprised that more people haven't heard about it.
And Peter Panda said, also on the Facebook, said, one of my favorite games on the NES, Fly Little Angels, smiley face. Philip Vaughn said, heck yeah, throw it down.
Nice.
I hope we threw it down pretty.
Oh, we threw it down today.
So
even though it was just a two-man show, we really threw it down.
Another post on Facebook, we got Russell Lyman said, love this game. And Joe Koppel said, this is a great NES game. Hours of playing this from childhood to adulthood. And I think that's about it on Facebook.
Okay, well, I've got a few more here.
Okay.
Rob McCallum, as you have heard on our Shovel Knight episode, says, up there with ice hockey for NES sports fun. Lots of great frustration, but even more excitement. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I like, what is that earthquake noise?
That would be Leah running through the house.
Okay. All right. That's good.
She's sick. You wouldn't know it. She's not doing well.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Let's see. Humberto Montoya says, I remember renting this once and having a lot of fun with it, then never seeing it again. It was such a long time ago that I don't remember many details of it. One of my regular game stores has a copy of it, so if the dudes give it a good enough review, I may pick it up again. I think Humberto is going to be picking it up again, or at least he needs to.
Yeah. Yeah.
See,
Definitely.
William Culver from ColecoVision's podcast says, I kind of look like that after. Oh, he's talking about the cover. I kind of look like that after a bender and playing games online.
Okay.
And then Paul Stevenson from Retro Obscura says, this game is a gem. What? No. We don't
Boo.
call games gems around here. Anyways, he says this game is a gem. Super fun against the AI or with friends. A friend of mine had this, and we would play it a ton. If you had to own only 20 NES games, this would be on my list. Wow.
Nice.
Wow, he really likes it. Which, yeah, it's good. It's good. Then just a couple more random ones here, because we got a lot. There's about 15 more, and I'm sorry if I pass up anybody, but for sake of time, I'm just going to do a couple more.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay, Ed Wilson says, and I think he is on the Pixel Tunes radio podcast, so if you want to listen to that, it's good. He says, I always thought this and River City Ransom looked similar, and it wasn't until years later that I found out about the whole Kinia Keen series. Such great games. More should have been made to the USA. More should have made it to the USA.
Mm-hmm.
See, Matt Bosserdet says, up there as a great couch classic. Best played with friends, though. Kind of like Mario Party in the way that you may not be friends afterwards. So, yeah, I kind of touched on that a little bit.
You always gotta like getting angry at your friends over video games.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. One of my favorites is, when you would play Crabman and like Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, it's always good. It's always fun times. So I play Crabman and Tecmo Bowl. It always ends up being like a last second score by me for the win.
And he gets so angry.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Did we get anything on the forums? I think we did we?
We got one. Let me pull it up here. I had it pulled up. Oh, where'd it go? Hold on. Okay. Moosehead Studios said favorite team ? I gotta go with Team USA on my favorite team.
Yeah, USA.
That's right.
USA.
And then Russell Lyman also put up here, said, I love the art of the characters in this game and all the sweet power shots. Do you guys have a favorite power shot? I loved when you would hit the opponent and they would fly off the screen and come out the other side. So we kind of talked about that earlier.
Yeah, the around the world shot.
Yeah.
I really like the I can't remember. I think it was just Sam's power shot. It looks like it turns into a football and it's like a bullet. It goes really fast across the screen, and it can take out like 3 guys at a time. That was kind of I really use that one a lot. But I do like the one where they go flying off the screen, come in the other side.
Yeah. No.
Did you have a favorite?
I got to go with Sam too, just for the simple fact that he's our American hero.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. So.
And then Jay, he offers up a retrofitted trophy idea.
All right.
It's called Kenya Dig It, and that is play as Kenya.
Okay. I like that.
Pretty straightforward. All right, we did get one last bit of feedback. Man, feedback segment's long today.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, keep it up.
We got a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to play the phone call. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, this is Rob Luther from Genesis Gems podcast. I got a bone to pick with you hosers. You know, I was going out and I was shopping for flannel, and I was listening to your new episode, and I heard you talking about Jaws on the Sega Genesis. How could you do that to us? I mean, we're going to cover that in our next episode of Genesis Gems. We're going to review Jaws and show everyone what a wonderful 32-bit masterpiece it was on the Genesis, and you guys blew it for us. You don't even know how to review a show or review a game. I can't believe it. You're such hosers. Well, just stay tuned for the next episode of Genesis Gems. We're going to blow it out of the water.
Oh. Okay, a couple things. One, it doesn't really sound like Rob
That's
Luther.
not Rob Luther.
I do know.
Who is that?
I
It
do know.
sounded familiar. Who is it?
It's Josh Witt from the Turtle Flakes podcast. But
Yeah.
I think what Josh is trying to do is I think he's trying to start an even deeper rivalry between the two shows than is already there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but that's pretty funny.
I was out shopping for flannel.
Yeah, if anybody actually knows Rob Luther, he wears flannel all the time.
He's a flannel guy.
But it's also funny because Jaws isn't on the Genesis. I don't even think there is. We talked about Jaws on the NES. I don't know. It's just
I don't know.
funny call overall. We may have to prank them back.
Yeah, that's coming back. Do they have a line? Of course, they have the Retro Junkies line, but
Yeah, we'll do something. We'll record it and send it to them.
I'm gonna look up if Jaws is on the Sega Genesis.
I don't think it is. I don't think it ever came out on the Sega Genesis.
Nope, it's the NES game through and through. Okay.
That dang Rob Luther. It wasn't Rob. It was Josh that called, but I bet Rob put him up to it.
Oh yeah, Rob was sitting right next to him when he did it.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Rob's like, yeah, man. Yeah, man, call him. Call him. Pretend to be me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Josh.
Okay.
All right. I guess that's pretty much it. I don't know. I ain't got anything else.
That's it, I guess. Yeah. All
Good
right.
show.
Well. Yep. So you can check us out on every social media thing that you can think of: Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter. Obviously, we want you to like us on there and follow us. Join the Two Dudes in a Nest group if you want to. That's kind of a more intimate relationship thing with all of our D-padders. To get on there and get a conversation going. It's free and welcome to anybody that wants to join. And then obviously always check out our website. We had a couple articles come up on the website this week that you probably would be interested to check out. Not written by us, but from elsewhere in the internet world. And check it out. NESdudes.com, twodudesinaNest.com.
Yep. And we let's see what else. We also got a phone call, our phone number.
Oh yeah.
If you want to prank us like Rob Luther did, you can call us 775-773 8761. 8761. 775-773-8761. Or as I like to call it, 775-7retro1.
Yeah.
Right. Do cell phones have number like the letters underneath them?
Yes, mine does.
Okay. That's kind of an old school thing back in the actually home phone days, but so everybody get your rotary phones out and dial us in, give us a call.
Yeah.
All right, here comes the noises for next week.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye, everyone.